I've got so many examples from my career, but I'll tell you a really kind of a lame one, but it's worth telling. So back in the day, guess what we used to do in the teams? We used to drink beer, a lot of it, and that was kind of like, hey, we're in the SEALs, we're beer drinking frogmen, and that's cool. And I was in a SEAL platoon where we drank a lot, even more than a normal SEAL platoon, which is a lot. Which puts you in the running for a lot. And this is back in the 90s. There's no war going on. And I've said this before, kind of the way that we proved ourselves, because there's a certain level of sacrifice you have to make to prove to your teammates that you're willing to sacrifice. Well, one of the ways that you can sacrifice is you can just drink a lot and prove that you can go all night and go hard and still get up the next day. And so I was in a SEAL platoon where we drank a lot. Just about everyone in the chain of command, except for the commander, the OIC. But everyone else, we drank hard and, we partied and whatever. And we were a shipboard. We were an ARG platoon, so we were deploying on board a ship. And when we were getting ready to deploy on the ship, it was kind of like, oh, well, we'll just, because you're not allowed to drink any alcohol on a ship. You're not allowed to have any alcohol. You're not allowed to drink any alcohol. After 90 days at sea, you can get a beer day. They give
45.
you 2. Was it 45? Well, back when I was
so you get one beer 45 days. So
they
at
gave
90,
us,
you got
they gave
two.
us at 2 beers, but I will say they gave us Fosters, so they were big oil cans, right? But
you were living large.
Yeah, I did two beer days in one deployment. Anyways, you're not allowed. Other than that, you're not allowed to drink. That's the rules. And so I think it wasn't like we openly discussed like how are we going to smuggle beer, or maybe we did a little bit, but our bosses came down and like, yeah, well, there's no drinking on the ship. And we were like, oh, okay, those are the rules. They just came down and put the rules down like, hey, no drinking on the ship. And I had respect for my officer, my platoon commander at the time, had respect for my platoon chief at the time, and they came down and said, yeah, well, there's no drinking on ship, so don't even think about it. We're like, okay, cool. That's the law came down, and we just got on board. We just got on board with it. Whereas if it would have been, well, a little bit of wishy-washiness, us young E3s, E4s, and E5s, if they would have been remotely wishy-washy, we'd have been like, oh, cool. You guys go drink whatever you want. Just don't let us see it or whatever. And that would have been bad, because eventually, guess what? You put a bunch of SEALs on a ship with booze, and you leave them on there for multiple days at sea, months at sea, well, they're going to have an incident of some kind. They're going to get in a fight. They're going to throw up somewhere. They're going to, just dumb stuff's going to happen.
It's going to get to the highest level of attention. It's going to be a total disaster.
It's going to be a total disaster.